We are always asked if there's a checklist for getting ready to tow, or especially if you're at a campsite and you're packing up and you're about to leave, you want to make sure you didn't forget anything. So many times you might be packing up and it's been raining, or you're in a hurry, or you're just really tired, or it's dark. You just never know. That checklist can be invaluable. MDC not only makes a checklist for packing up your trailer, but they put it right inside the door. So right now, I'm going to go through the details on that. So most of this checklist could work on any trailer. This MDC, it's nice. That is right there. All right, let's get started. Getting started, right here on the inside of the doorway is the checklist. Now you would think that it goes kind of in a walking order, but it really doesn't. It's pretty logical for the most part. The very first thing on there is to lock all the windows. I guess that's a good place to start, but since that's first on the checklist, that's where we're starting. All right, let's go. We talk about locking these windows all the time because mistakes are made here. What you're seeing here on this window is that it is latched. That's true, but it's latched in such a way that there is some airflow coming through here. So if you're camping, that's great. If you're traveling down the road, not so great, because the air can come underneath it, move that window, and it can even take the window off when you're going down the road. All right, so right now you will see this latch is right in the slot in that window. So that leaves a little bit of air coming in and out, but keeps the window secure. What we want, let me undo all of this and show you what we want to have happen, is for that latch to be completely in front of the little knob sticking up there. So you want to be sure that latch is all the way in front. You will have to push that button to move it around, but you'll have figured that out because you're putting your trailer back together to travel. So be sure that latch is in front, your windows are locked all the way around. You're on to the next thing, which is turning off the hot water heater. So let's head outside and I'll show you why that's next. Second on the list is turning off your water heater. Sounds a little odd, but the next section is all outside right here because you're going to be disconnecting from the campsite. So turn it off right here. You do have a switch inside. The next things are unattaching the TV antenna and the radio antenna. Sounds a little odd because remember, this is Australian made, so that's something that is more common in Australia. But if you have any extras that you've attached on the outside, that's the reminder to take them off, put them away, and get it ready to travel. The next thing on there is close the water heater door. Well, of course, right here. Many of you will leave this water heater door open to turn it on and off when you need it. So just be sure you close that up. Next, you're going to be unhooking from the shore power. Right here, easy to do. Just unplug, stow the cord. You should have plenty of battery power in there to keep everything running while you're closing up. Of course, unhooking from the campsite means you're ready to shut off your gas right here. Very easy. You guys know on top of this propane tank, it's going to tell you which one's open and closed. So if you're really tired, just look at the top. I've been doing this for years and I always check to be sure I'm turning it the right way. All right, once your gas is shut off, let's head on inside and keep working on our checklist. So next, we are going to shut the vent over the toilet. Vents get left open all the time when you're traveling. So there's your reminder, close the vent at the top, and then it tells you to close the bathroom door. And the next one is to latch it. The problem is they've moved the latch to the inside. So instead of closing the door, again, it's Australian, maybe everything's upside down, leave this door open and latch it right here. Next, you want to close all the cabinets and lock them, and lock the refrigerator. Very simple to do. Just push the button in, and once it's flush, it's locked. The refrigerator is just as simple. You've noticed the strap here, just click it on, it's going to click into place, keep that door from opening. Next is turning off all the lights, but I like to include pretty much turning off all the switches in here. Right up here at the top, you are going to know that there are switches for the fridge, the outlets, the hot water, the furnace. So just flip all of those down so all of the 12 volt is disconnected there. Now, then you've got switches under here for your tank heaters. Now, if you're traveling and you need your tank heaters, just keep that on under there. But if you don't, remember, get under there, make sure those tank heater switches are off, and then hit the light switches. I mean, you have lights right up here. You will have lights right underneath. Now, the switches by the door and the panel switches right up here on the side, just keep in mind, you'll know the lights are on or off. But I think it's so interesting that they're backwards from what we do here in the US. To turn it on, you push down. To turn it off, you push up. So at first glance, if you're in really bright sunlight, you might make that mistake. Turn all the lights off, and don't forget there might be lights on in the compartments outside. Now, everything else is going to be wrapping up on the outside, so let's head out there. Now that the inside is ready to travel, we're going to start on the outside by putting the step away. Next, you'll be putting up your stabilizer jacks, and you just want to be sure that once it is all the way up, that this handle is completely engaged and pushed in so there's no gap between the base of it and the end of the handle. That way you know this is completely locked. Now we're going to head up to the front and get the trailer connected to the vehicle. Now the next thing on the list is assuming that you have the vehicle hooked up to the trailer. I would say skip that step, let's come back to it. It's a little out of place. Much better to do the next thing on their list, which is walk around and be sure all of the cabinets are locked, closed on the outside. Once everything is secure on the outside, you can lead right into connecting the trailer. And it walks you through that as well. First thing is going to be swivel up your jack here, get it out of the way. Be sure this pin re-engages here. This little U-bolt is going to go right back into place. Make sure it's locked up, it's not going to move. Once your jack is up, you want to double check that your hitch is secure. Very easy to do on this. When you take a peek at it, you'll be able to see if this pin has dropped into place or not. If you want more information on that, we do have a video on our YouTube channel showing exactly how to hook this up and how to check everything. So be sure that pin's engaged, you'll be good to go there. The next thing you want to do is plug in the electrical. Now, these trailers have two different plugs here. One of them is going to be the standard 7-way, so you'll plug that in. If you have an Anderson plug and you have a DC to DC charger, which is what this is, just a really fast charge for the batteries on this trailer, you want to plug that in as well. Now, once you plug that in, the next thing you want to do is check the lights. Because if you wait to the end, it's very easy to forget. Just double check that the lights on the back of the trailer are working so you're safe to go down the road. Next, you want to undo the brake because you know that you're secure. Don't have to have this brake on anymore. And very easy to just push in and it drops down. Once it drops all the way down, it's disengaged, you're good to go there. The next two things, they're pretty standard in every hitch up. You want to grab the breakaway switch, which is right here, connect that to your vehicle. This is going to engage the brakes when you're going down the road if for any reason this trailer breaks off from your vehicle. And then you want to secure the chains. Take the chains, be sure they are hooked up securely to your vehicle, and you've completed the hitching process. That is the end of the checklist, but it kind of covers everything here. So you can feel good about being well connected, having everything turned off, and being ready to fly. So I hope that's helpful. If you wanted to adjust the checklist, it gives you a great starting point of things that MDC thinks maybe you should check. The MDC checklist is a great way to be sure that you are packed up from your campsite and ready to head home. If you have any questions, feel free to call us here at Princess Craft. We're always ready to help you.